Hello. Welcome. I'm a heart healer, and there are many reasons why someone might come to see me. Many types of heartache. There's regret, grief, shame, fear of change. There's quite commonly longing for something, for someone. There's even the type of heartache we might feel when we've caused someone else heartache. And there's more too, but I treat all of them. So if you would like to settle in and get comfortable, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the space here, and I'm going to choose my first diagnostic tool. Here we go. This is a pendulum, and it has very recently been left out in the moonlight overnight, so it's very fresh. What I'm going to do is ask it a few questions. It works very simply. What it does is it rotates in a clockwise fashion for yes, and then it goes in a counterclockwise fashion to signify no. We're going to do a real quick test run just to make sure we're properly attuned. So, pendulum, could you please show me a yes? All right, perfect. There we go. All right, pendulum, could you please show me a no? Very good. All right, now, first question, pendulum, is this person sitting across from me in need of a heart healing? There we go. It's going clockwise, as you can see, but I think we both knew that that was going to be a yes. So, next question, very important. Pendulum, am I suitable to treat this person's heartache? That was a very quick yes. Excellent. So I think that means we can go ahead and move forward. Is there anything else I want to know? Let's see. Pendulum. Do I look cute today? Maybe it's a little too fresh. Let's go ahead and put that away and move on so that I can determine the best way to treat you. I'm going to do a brief but thorough 3-part examination. I'm going to be examining your heart, your mind, and your spirit. And I have very specific ways of doing that. To examine your heart, I will be looking in through your eyes with a little pen light I have here. After that, I'll be examining your mind, and the easiest way to go in that way is through the ears. So I do have a specialized tool. It's an otoscope, and I'll be checking on each side. After that, I will be feeling out your energy field with my hands. I don't need to place my hands directly onto you for that part. I'll just be feeling all around, getting a sense, sort of palpating your aura, and we should be able to decide the best course of action for you based on the results of that examination, okay? All right, so for the first part of this test, I'm going to have you look straight ahead right here at my nose, if you don't mind. I'm going to take this light, I'm going to be turning it on. It's a little bit bright. I'm going to shine it into your eyes. I may be moving it around a little bit. As best you can, try to keep your eyes open and looking straight ahead, okay? Blink if you really need to, but avoid it as best you can without getting too uncomfortable, okay? All right, so beginning, look right here. Good. All right. I'm going to bring the light up on one side. Good. Now on the other. Good. Again on this side. Beautiful. And on this side. Excellent. Looking right here. I'm going to bring the light up. Bring it in close. And move back. Good. Bring the light in. And out. Good. Blink if you need to. Then fix your eyes right here. Other side. I'm going to bring the light up. In. And back. In. And back. In. Very good. Okay. Looking right here. I'm going to bring the light down. Angle. Good. Over here. Here. And right here. Good. One more time. Beautiful. All right. Now, for this next part of the exam, I'm going to turn the light back on in a moment. This time, I'm going to ask you to look directly at the light as I move it around. It's going to be getting close, far away, moving side to side, up and down. And just do your best to follow it as it goes all around, all right? Okay. Now, look directly at the light. Good. Going up. And down. Very good. Up and down. Very good. Now I'm going to begin bringing it side to side. Keep following it. Excellent. Good. You're doing really well. You're very good at this. You are very receptive to a healing today, I can tell. Get the light, I'm going to bring it in and out, in and out. Bring it up quite close and back, close and back. Keep following the light. Very good. Wonderful. All right, I can put this away. Now, I got some really good information from that. What I'd like to do next, if it's all right with you, I'm going to be taking this otoscope right here. Has a little light. I'm going to be gently placing it first in one ear and then the other. It shouldn't hurt at all. It should be a very comfortable, relaxing experience. I'm just going to be gently holding this in your ear and looking in and just taking a little look around to see what I can see of what's going on in your mind right now, okay? And I promise you, your mind is very clever. It's able to keep away from me anything that's too private, anything that you don't want me to see. I won't be able to spy in on anything you'd like to keep hidden. It's just going to give me a general reading of your mood, the kind of state you're in. I'm not going to be peeking at any secrets or embarrassing stories or anything like that, okay? Only the stuff that's okay for me to see. Alright, let's get started. Alright, you are going to feel the otoscope gently entering your ear canal right here. And I'm just going to take a close look. Let's see. Oh, wow. You've got a lot going on in here. Is your mind always this full? Okay, this shouldn't take too long, just a few moments on each side. I just want to make sure I get exactly the right angle. Just want to get a general sense of what we're dealing with here. Aim it up and back a little bit. And back toward the front. Okay, now about just over here. Oh my goodness. What you've got here is incredible. It really is. You've got a beautiful mind in here. It's just a little, I don't know if messy is the right word. It's just, it's a bit busy in there. Busy, busy, busy. Okay, I'm gonna remove the otoscope. And I'm just gonna move around the back here. Get over on the other side. And once again, you're gonna feel the otoscope entering your ear. Right here. Alright, let's see what we can see. Wow. Just as impressive from this go with this healing. But just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and get a reading of your energy. With your permission, I'd like to go ahead and reach out. Is that all right? And get a sense of your energy field? Okay. So, just gonna. All right. So. Let's talk a little bit about what I'm going to prescribe for you, I think. There's a popular bit of wisdom about heartache, that self-love is the best remedy for it. That lack of self-love may even be the underlying cause of heartache, and that is true, but that doesn't mean that your heartache is any smaller than it seems. Doesn't mean your heartache isn't real, right? And more importantly than that, it certainly doesn't mean that the thing that you ache for will only come to you after you've achieved some sort of satisfactory level of self-love. You know, as though loving yourself were some kind of tedious homework you had to muddle through before you can receive the thing you really want. No. Self-love can be a very powerful and effective treatment, to be sure, but as a prescription, it can sometimes miss the mark, in a sense. So, I do have a lot of respect for those who prescribe it and suggest it, but that's not what I'm gonna do. For you, I think I'm going to offer a treatment that is almost as powerful as love, and which has nearly as ancient a history. I'm going to make you a cup of tea. A special blend that I'm going to create just for you. I'll make a little bit for you to drink here, and I'll make plenty extra for you to take home with you. Please know that this is going to be a very special blend. I do obviously specialize in heart healing of all types, but making these teas is something I am uniquely well versed in. So it's sort of a really special tea. Yes. So here's the thing. I'm going to step right into the pantry over here to pick out a variety of different herbs for you. Before I do that, though, what I would like to do is attune our energies a little bit better. That's going to give me a deeper sense of your unique energetic makeup, your unique energetic rhythms, and it's going to make the process of choosing the herbs for your tea so that they are uniquely suited to you. It's going to make that process a little bit easier. Okay, so let me just set up a couple of things here. Alright, so just to clarify, I do have a very extensive working knowledge of all of the herbs in my collection, so I will be choosing partly from a place of knowledge, but that only takes one so far in situations like this. I will be also choosing from a place of intuition, and that's why we want to be syncing our energies here. So I'm going to tell you the traditional way that I usually do this, but it's not right for everyone. So after I tell you the traditional way, I will let you know a few ways that we can modify it for your own comfort if you'd prefer. Okay? So normally what we would do is we would each place one hand over our heart, and then I would take my hand, my other hand, and place it over your hand on your chest there. And then you would take your other hand and do the same to me. At that point, we would look directly into each other's eyes, and we would sync up our breathing for 3 to 5 breaths, okay? Now, if that sounds good to you, great. However, I do know that many people may not be comfortable with one or more parts of that. So let's see. If you're not comfortable with being touched right there on the chest, even with your hand in between us, that's absolutely fine. What I can do instead is place my hand on your shoulder. But if you're not comfortable with being touched at all, that also is totally fine. What I could do instead is just outstretch my arm and keep my hand sort of hovering over your energy field, not actually making contact. Similarly, if you're not comfortable with touching me, with placing your hand on my hand over my chest, you could also place your hand on my shoulder. And if that isn't comfortable, you can do just what I described, where you could outstretch your hand so that it's sort of hovering over my energy field, not actually making contact, all right? And then with the eye contact part, it can be a little bit intense. So if us keeping extended eye contact while breathing deeply and touching each other, or hovering, if that's very uncomfortable for you, then please don't force yourself to do it if it doesn't feel good. What you can do instead is, instead of looking directly into my eyes, you can choose another spot to look at. You could look at my nose, you could look at my earring, you could look over my shoulder. You can even close your eyes if that's going to be the most comfortable thing for you. That's okay. Finally, with syncing up our breath, I'm going to sort of lead the dance in a sense. But if for any reason the type of breathing that I'm trying to lead you through, if it's not comfortable, maybe if you're not feeling well, if you just don't have the same lung capacity, if you're a little nervous and your breaths are a little bit shorter, that's perfectly fine. This will still work. We can modify it. Just do your best to match my breathing without making yourself uncomfortable. Okay? So, as far as the hand over hand and the eye contact and the breathing, do you have any special requests for how you'd like to do that, or do you want to just go the traditional route that I first described? All right. Yeah. Whatever you want to do is perfectly fine. I think that's going to work really well, okay? So, I'm going to begin by placing my hand over my heart. Okay. And I'm going to reach out, and you go ahead and do your part, okay? Now, regardless of how much eye contact you're comfortable with, I'm gonna look directly at you into your eyes. I'm gonna give us a moment to settle in here I do want to say that I think you're doing an amazing job. Coming in here for a healing like this, it takes a lot of courage. It takes an ability to really exist in a vulnerable space. And that can be really hard to do, and it's a very brave thing that you're doing for your own healing. So, you can be really proud of yourself for that. Okay. So, now let's go ahead and sync up our breathing as best we can for a few moments. I'm going to breathe in. Hold. Out. Good. In. Hold. Out. Beautiful. In. Out. Good. Again, breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. One more time. In. Hold. Out. All right. Beautiful. That was absolutely perfect. You did an amazing job, and it's going to help a lot. Okay. So I'm going to step into the pantry now. I'm going to pick out just the right herbs. I do think I've had enough of a sense of you, what's going on with you and what you're feeling to make the right selections. It's always just a tiny bit more effective if we stay physically close, though. So if you'd like to come with me while I pick those out for you, that would be wonderful. However, if you don't feel like coming along, if you want to sit right here, that's perfectly fine too. It's up to you. But I did want to invite you to come with me. Okay? Alright, I'm just going to head right this way. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So, I have selected all the ingredients for your tea, and I do want to make sure that you understand at least a little bit about why I chose what I chose. taking a tea like this for healing purposes, if you are educated about it, it will always be more effective. One thing you'll notice as I put the different ingredients in is that I didn't quite go all in on strictly heart-focused ingredients. And that's because if we want to heal your heart, we really need to take care of all of you. So, with that in mind, I'm going to begin with some of this. This is nettle leaf. Now, nettle is a very nourishing herb. It is full of vitamins and minerals like magnesium, calcium, iron, and a few others as well. So this is an herb that really serves to nourish and strengthen your body. Next we have this, which is a blend of 3 different types of tulsi. Tulsi is also known as holy basil. And it is known for promoting a balance for people who need both calming and energizing properties. Tulsi is very grounding. It has both stimulating and relaxing effects. So it gives you a kind of balanced, calm focus. It is an adaptogen, promotes resilience. Adaptogens basically help the body to better process the effects of stress. And Tulsi is also thought to move stuck energy. Next for you, I chose this right here. This is apple blossom. It has a very light and sweet flavor to it. It's very subtle. And it does smell a bit like apples. Isn't that nice? So, I'm going to add a little bit of that. Apple blossom is high in antioxidants, and it's thought to support balance in both the body and the mind. next herb that I chose for you right here is lemon balm. And just as the name suggests, it does have a lemony scent and flavor to it. I'm going to add a little bit of that. Lemon balm is a nervine. It supports the immune system. It is a very restoring herb. It's often recommended for anyone who is struggling with exhaustion. Next, here's one you might have expected to see. Can you tell what that is? You probably can if you smell it. These are red rose petals. Rose is also a nervine. It supports and nourishes the central nervous system. It also calms and comforts the heart. As it is very commonly associated with love and matters of the heart, and it's going to be a perfect addition to your tea. This next ingredient is orange peel. Can you smell that? Smells like oranges. And we are adding orange peel for just a little sunshine in your tea. Orange also stimulates the digestive system and has a number of beneficial effects for the skin. Stress and sadness can take quite a toll on the body, including the skin. So we want to take care of that as well. Let's see what else. Yes, there were 3 more herbs that felt very specially, uniquely suited to this situation that I wanted to add, thinking especially of you. And the first one is chamomile. Now I'm going to open this up, and this is my favorite smell to share with people because the honey smell of chamomile is so rich. It's like being drowned in honey. It's wonderful. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to add a little bit of that. Beautiful. And two more that are going to go really well with that. We have some lavender. And we're going to add just a couple sprinkles of the lavender to the tea here. And finally, we're just going to add a couple pinches of cinnamon. Alright, this is your special blend. So we're gonna blend all of this together, and then I'll set a little bit aside for you so we can make you a cup of tea for you to enjoy while you're here. And I'll take the rest and put it in a jar for you to bring home with you. Okay? this is for you to take home. I'm going to place it right over here for you. And let me just move this out of the way. Next, I'm going to steep 1 cup of tea for you to enjoy right now. I have some that I set aside right here, but let's go ahead and choose a mug for you. I chose mugs in a few different colors. I have, let's see, this very lovely red one. Let's see. It's very grounding, but I don't think this is the one we want today. Let's see what else we have here. I have this very, very cute orange mug. I don't think that this is the right one either, though. Let's see, how about yellow? No. Let's see, this green mug. This is a favorite of mine, and it almost seems like an obvious choice for heart healings, as green is the color most associated with the heart. That something tells me that we want something a little different in this case. Let's see. Blue. It's beautiful, but no. I think the right mug for you in this particular situation is this purple mug. Purple is a color of the mind, and though we may feel the pain of heartache most intensely in our hearts and our chests, often there's a very significant wound in our minds as well, and what our heartache leads us to believe or to fear about ourselves. You know, we have 2 different types of intuition. There is our primary intuition, which is our deep, inherent wisdom, which is tied to the core of our being. It is the one that is connected to our values and to our true best interests. It's our birthright in a sense, and it's something we carry with us our whole lives, even though it might get buried very deeply at times. And then the second type of intuition is our secondary intuition, which we develop over the course of our lives, and it's a sort of experience and fear-based intuition. When something bad happens to us, it's this secondary intuition that tries to protect us by teaching us to be afraid of what it thinks hurt us every time we encounter it, or anything that looks even a little bit like it. And this is a valuable type of intuition. It can protect us. It wants to protect us. It's sort of like a dog that loves us very, very much. And it's not a bad dog, but it's very easily startled. And it's so wrapped up in trying to keep us safe that it just, over time, if it's scared enough, it begins to bark at everything. So, though there can be wisdom in the secondary intuition, we want to be careful that it doesn't override or block out our primary intuition. And learning to differentiate between the two, that's the work of a lifetime. So let's make your tea in this purple mug and give a little extra attention to the hurt that's in your head right now. Here you go. There's a parlor just through the door over there. It's very cozy in there. It has books and artwork. It has a gorgeous view that I think you'll really appreciate. It has a very comfortable sofa with pillows and the softest, most comfortable blanket that you will ever touch in your life, I promise. So I would like you to take your tea in there while I clean up here a little bit. And then the rest of the session is up to you. You can relax in there by yourself if you'd like, for as long as you'd like. You can take a nap in there. I can join you in there if you'd like. I can join you to talk together, or you can talk and I can listen, or I can talk and you can listen. I'm very good at that. I could read something to you. I could play some music on the piano. I could find a game that we could play together. It's really up to you. So I'm going to give you a moment to think about it, and then why don't you meet me in there? Bring your tea. I'll make some for myself as well. And let me know what you'd like. All right? And then we'll go from there. We're going to take really good care of you. You and I. Okay?